Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to discuss two important parts of Arizona's political system: the initiative and the referendum. Both of these processes are essential tools that allow citizens to participate directly in government decision making. As explained in Understanding the Arizona Constitution by Tony McClory, Arizona was designed with strong mechanisms of direct democracy so that the people, not just elected officials, could influence laws and policies. First, let's define the two terms. An initiative is a process that allows citizens to propose a new law or constitutional amendment. Instead of waiting for the state legislature to create a law, citizens themselves can draft a proposal and gather signatures from registered voters. If enough signatures are collected, the proposed measure is placed on the ballot so voters across the state can decide whether it should become a law. A referendum, on the other hand, allows voters to approve or reject laws that the legislature has already passed. If citizens disagree with the law created by the legislator, they can gather signatures to place that law on a ballot. Then the public votes on whether the law should remain in effect or be overturned. Next, let's talk about how initiatives and referendums are created. Both processes start with citizens organizing around an issue they care about. For an initiative, a group writes the proposed law or constitutional amendment and submits it to the state. After that, they must collect a required number of signatures from registered voters within a specific time frame. Once the signatures are verified, the initiative is placed on a ballot for the voters to decide during an election. For a referendum, the process begins after the legislator passes a law. Citizens who oppose that law can collect signatures to challenge it. If they gather enough signatures before the deadline, the law is temporarily paused and placed on the ballot. Voters then decide whether the law should be upheld or rejected. Although initiatives and referendums are similar, they also have some important differences. The main difference is who creates the proposal. An initiative is started by the people and introduces a new law or constitutional amendment. A referendum, however, responds to a law that the legislator has already passed. In other words, initiatives create laws, while referendums give voters the power to approve or reject laws made by lawmakers. Despite their differences, both processes share some similarities. They both require citizens to gather signatures. They both result in a statewide vote, and both give voters the final decision on important policies. Now, let's look at the advantages and disadvantages of each. One major advantage of initiatives is that they allow citizens to bring attention to issues that lawmakers might ignore. They empower voters and allow the public to directly shape policies that affect their lives. Initiatives can also encourage civic engagement because people become more involved in political discussions and campaigns. However, initiatives can also have some downsides. For example, complex policy decisions may be reduced to simple ballot questions that voters may not fully understand. Additionally, well-funded groups may have an advantage in gathering signatures and promoting initiatives. Referendums also have clear benefits. They serve as a check on legislative power, allowing voters to stop laws they believe are harmful or unpopular. This ensures that lawmakers remain accountable to the people that they represent. On the other hand, Referendums can slow down the implementation of laws and create uncertainty. They may also lead to political campaigns that simplify complicated policy issues into emotional debates. Finally, initiatives and referendums strongly support the idea of direct democracy, which is a key principle in the Arizona Constitution. According to Tony McClory, Arizona's founders intentionally included these tools so citizens could maintain power over their government. Instead of relying solely on elected representatives, voters themselves have the authority to propose laws, challenge legislation, and ultimately decide important issues. This system reflects the beliefs that government should remain closely connected to the people it serves. By giving citizens the power to directly participate in lawmaking, initiatives and referendums help ensure that the voices of the public remain central in Arizona's political process. In conclusion, the initiative and referendum are two powerful tools of direct democracy in Arizona. Initiatives allow citizens to propose new laws, while referendums allow voters to approve or reject laws passed by the legislator. Although each process has advantages and challenges, both help ensure that the people of Arizona play an active role in shaping their government.